Hello and welcome to the Banker's monthly preview, highlighting what is in the January edition. This month, the magazine will be distributed at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and so we have focused on some of the big topics that will be under discussion at the event, including green finance and the future of cash. The cover story this month is on the circular economy, and I have with me Silvia Pavoni, economics editor and author of the article, to tell us more about it. Silvia, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, Joy.
So can you define the circular economy concept, and why is it of interest today?
So the circular economy responds to problems related to environmental pressures and the scarcity of natural resources. So we now extract more raw materials at a faster rate than the planet needs to regenerate them. So clearly this is not sustainable. The European Union, for example, has put together a list of 27 raw materials that it considers critical because either of the risk of a supply shortage or because of their importance in the economy compared to others. So what the circular economy proposes is to prolong products' life and to recycle more. And this with the help of new technology, but also with the introduction of new business models.
Okay, well that's of interest, isn't it? So how does it really change companies' business models, and can you give some examples?
So the most, I guess, revolutionary thing that the circular economy proposes in respect to what we have now, which is considered a linear model. So take the natural resources, make products, and then put them away, waste them. The circular economy wants to, again, as I said, prolong the life of these products. And the best way to do this, the most economically viable way, is to retain ownership. So the manufacturers retain ownership of these products and provide access to the assets to the end users. So to give you an example, Philips Lighting, which is now called Signify, they have entered into an agreement with the Amsterdam Schiphol Airport by which they provide lighting as a service. So they own the light bulbs and the whole equipment. They provide maintenance, repair, and then they also are in a better position to recycle everything at the end of it. What this also, what this does is also incentivizing manufacturers to create products that are longer lasting. So the longer lasting light bulb, which wouldn't really make much economic sense in a linear model. Also to put together products that are more easily fixable. So repair will be easier because of a more modular way of assembling these items. And so we have, again, the Signify example, but we also have examples from Royal Philips, the healthcare and technology company, flooring company Target, anyone from Google to fashion group H&M, who are also committing to recycling and reducing the waste that goes to landfill.
Okay, and why should banks really think about this model, and what kind of impact does it have on their business?
So this has an impact not only on companies and the way they make money, but also obviously on everyone else that is looking at these companies as either potential investment bet or as a client in terms of financing. So what it changes for a bank is that rather than valuing the asset, so now the asset is kind of king, the value of the asset is what really you want to focus on. But because the agreement between the manufacturer and the end user now is more important, we're talking about the service, the legal elements of it and what defines the relationship between the user and the producer and all the other parties that are involved in delivering the service become much more important. And the thing is that only a handful of banks are actually looking at this. So we have the Dutch, who tend to be kind of ahead in this area, ABN AMRO, ING, Rabobank. We also have some of the international financial institutions, the European Investment Bank, the IFC, which is the private sector arm of the World Bank, and others that are looking at this area. But again, perhaps it's not that high up in the list of concerns that risk managers might have. Maybe it should be, not only because it's a business model that might become prevalent in the future, certainly some of the companies that have adopted it believe so, but also because there are risks linked to the current linear model. So what happens if you rely on certain elements, say mobile phones, or there are around between 60 and 64 tiny little elements that are raw materials, that are parts of, that are needed to put together a mobile phone. What happens if you can't get hold of some of them? And so it's difficult to analyze this kind of risk, but it's the point is that perhaps banks should start paying attention.
Excellent. Thanks so much for your insight, Silvia. To read all the content from the special Davos issue, please go to thebanker.com.